Before this video begins, make sure you guys subscribe. Also, make sure you join my new Discord server. Lastly, if you want some merch, the link is in the description. And make sure you follow me on all of my social medias. Yo, what's up guys? It's Nick from Big Ends Gaming and welcome back to another MLB The Show 21 Diamond Dynasty video. As today, we have part 6 of this series. Don't quote me on that. If it's part 5 or like 7 or something, it's whatever. But today we're going to be doing the top 10 left fielders in MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. And you're going to see that I'm also going to be posting a video tomorrow about the future premiere. Tomorrow's the first future premiere, which is just the developer streams of the previous years. So they're going to do a lot, probably about an hour-long live stream, the developers of MLB The Show, Sony San Diego Studios, every Thursday until the launch of MLB The Show 21, starting tomorrow. If you're watching this day, I posted it, talking about certain parts of the game. Tomorrow's is going to be focused on gameplay, which is one of the most important ones, in my opinion, because that's really what shapes the game. If the gameplay is horrible, you're not going to want to play the game. So I think you should probably try to watch it, but if you miss it or you don't want to watch like an hour-long thing, I'll be making a video right after, so do not worry. But today, let's focus on MLB 20 and the top 10 left fielders in the game, according to me. Once again, this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean you have to cry about it. You can have a different opinion. That's completely fine. This is just what I came up with. So, yeah. For the honorable mention, we're going to go to the community market. And this might be a little controversial that this is an honorable mention when you see the guys ahead of them. But I'm going to go through their stats and actually show you. So my honorable mention is Ralph Keiner. And do I have Ralph Keiner? I do. So what I'm going to start doing in these videos is actually comparing them with players in the lineup screen, so I don't have to just like cycle through them. So I'm going to put Ralph Keiner. Of course, I can't do this if I don't have the card, but I have most of them. So at our honorable mention, we have Ralph Keiner. So Ralph Keiner, you know what he's here for. His bat. He has horrible fielding. He can't play anywhere in the outfield. Doesn't have speed either. He's there for his bat, right? This is a good bench bat if you get him. Or if you're a Pirates fan, 104, 98 contact, good. 124, 102 power, that's really good. Max discipline, this is a great hitter, but the reason why he's an honorable mention and not in the top 10 is because the guys ahead of him are just more valuable in the field and speed. It does get better than this hitting wise, but it's pretty good. So Ralph Keiner's the honorable mention. Ignore that. And then number 10. This is why I say it's controversial. I'm going with Eloy Jimenez at number 10. It's a little controversial just because he's like a less overall, and it's Eloy Jimenez compared to a legend, Ralph Keiner. But Eloy Jimenez, if you look at the stats, which I'm going to show the comparison really soon, 108, 104, 103, 125 hitting, that's really, really good. The fielding is silver, and the speed is a little higher. Now, I love Eloy Jimenez cards. I think my gold card is hitting, the gold card of his is hitting like 500 in BR. If you look at the comparisons, it's not even close. Ralph Keiner has 3 stats on Eloy Jimenez. He has power versus righties, vision, and arm accuracy. And this is just in the major stats, obviously. If we take a look at the discipline and clutch, like the discipline and clutch versus Ralph Keiner, it's worse, but it's just one stat, it's discipline. But overall, hitting and fielding, Eloy Jimenez definitely has him beat. So number 10 is Eloy Jimenez. Number 9 is going to be finest card, and it's going to be Kyle Tucker, a member of the Cheater. Sorry, I have to do it. But Kyle Tucker, his hitting is good. 106, 88 contact, 94, 102 power. That's good. That can definitely be improved on, and the guys below him are definitely significantly better than him at the plate. But the reason why he's ahead of Jimenez and Ralph Keiner is because he's a great defender and he has good speed. If you take a look at those stats, 88 fielding, 89 reaction, 80s in the speed, I would rather have this card than Eloy Jimenez in ranked seasons because he's an all-around outfielder. And yes, his hitting stats are worse, but if you look at literally every single other stat in the comparison, it goes to Kyle Tucker. So Kyle Tucker is going to be number 9. And number 8, I'm going to do a non-sellable card, and it's Minnie Minoso. And Minnie Minoso, now the reason why I have him ahead of Kyle Tucker is because overall they are very similar cards. If you look at the comparison, you got 6 to Minoso and 5 to Tucker, and that doesn't even count discipline and clutch, which Tucker hasn't beat on one of them. So yeah, it's very close. But Minnie Minoso, you gain contact, you lose power, you gain vision, discipline, and clutch. You don't really change anything in the field except for a little less reaction, but you do gain a third base secondary, and the speed's pretty similar. So these two cards are very similar. I chose Minnie Minoso just because I feel like, I don't know, the power you can get away with having one of them being in the 80 threshold, and his fielding is pretty much the same, the speed's pretty much the same, he is third base. These two are really interchangeable. I just went with Minnie Minoso. So Minnie Minoso is going to be number 8. Number 7, we have another finest card, and it's Lourdes Gurriel. Now the difference between Gurriel and Minoso is immense. I think that is a lot bigger. So Gurriel, 123, 102 contact, 99, 93 power. Those hitting stats are better than Minnie Minoso's. Like, let's just be honest, they are. If we go to fielding, probably better than, not probably, that it is better than Minnie Minoso because he has a really accurate arm. His reaction's better. He plays 5 spots. Now the one thing he doesn't have on Minoso is the speed, but besides that, he pretty much has him beat. So Lourdes Gurriel, he's gonna be number 7, and then number 6 is gonna be another non-sellable card. Here, let me just put him here so I can compare him. Christian Yelich. Now Christian Yelich, the difference between these guys is pretty much just the hitting. The hitting for Yelich is higher. The fielding is lower. The speed is higher. I could see an argument for Gurriel being better. Okay? I could. Personally, I think Yelich is better because he's still a silver fielder, which is serviceable on left, and Gurriel is only a gold. Yes, Gurriel has the positions over Yelich. But Yelich has better speed. It's just the difference between these two cards. You gain some stuff and you lose some stuff. Like with Gurriel, better arm and better fielding. Yelich, you get better hitting. And Yelich is the speed. I think the speed is really what puts him ahead of Gurriel. It's really close. Again, I just went with Christian Yelich. He also has a really good swing that people like. So Christian Yelich is going to be number 6. And number 5, now we have to leave the lineup screen, and I can't compare because I don't have the card. That's something I wish we could do. We're going to go to a World Series reward, and it's going to be Ricky Henderson. Now, Ricky Henderson, the difference between Yelich, worse hitter, but not by a ton, better fielding, and that speed is just so valuable. Every single hit you get with him is an automatic triple, and it's just not a question. He can cover so much ground in the outfield, which makes his fielding pretty much elite. I know it's 84, but he does have 94 reaction, and he just has maxed out speed, so he can get to everything. His arm isn't horrible. His hitting is still very good. It's just not on Yelich's level. But I think overall, this card is better than Christian Yelich, especially in the field and with the speed. So Ricky Henderson, he's going to come in at number 5. Now we can go back into the lineup screen just to go over a comparison. And number 4 is going to be Giancarlo Stanton. Now, Giancarlo Stanton is interesting because Giancarlo Stanton is a very not underrated card, but he isn't used that much. Probably because they're just better options in the outfield and there's so many outfielders. But personally, I think having maxed out power against both sides is extremely valuable. He still has really good contact. He's still a silver fielder. He still has 58 speed, which isn't horrible. He's not going to play tremendously in the outfield, but he's not going to be a liability. He's going to be about average. That power is very important in a left fielder. I personally would take Stanton over Ricky Henderson. Now, Henderson is much better in the field, but Stanton, he just hits bombs. He's gonna get so many extra base hits, and you can just drive him in. So yeah, I'm going with Stanton ahead of Ricky Henderson. Now that could be a little controversial, but personally I just put him ahead. I think that power is too valuable. Now, for the top three, all three of these cards are very, very similar in the hitting category. And I'm pretty sure you're going to know who they are, but I'm going to go through number 3 first. And at number 3, I have Ted Williams. For left field, you have the top 3, which I'm going to go over, and then everyone else, pretty much. Like everyone else I just said is all in that order, and they're kind of interchangeable. And then there's the top 3. So at number 3, we're going with Ted Williams. If you look at the hitting stats, it really does not get better than this. Except for power versus lefties and vision could be higher. It's really good. This is a top 5 hitting card in the game. But the thing is he's not good in the field, and he can only play the corner spots. So, yeah, he's a liability in the field, and his speed isn't great. That's the only reason why he's going to be below the guys ahead of him. Like, that's just it. The guys ahead of him pretty much have the same hitting and better fielding and speed. So Ted Williams at number 3. At number 2 is going to be a finest. No, it's not. It's not going to be a finest card. It's going to be a postseason card. It's going to be Randy Arozarena. Now, Arozarena, the hitting is pretty similar to Ted Williams. I mean, the vision and discipline are worse, but besides that, they're pretty similar. And he is much better in the field and speed. He has a lot more speed. A lot more speed. Is that proper English? I don't know. This isn't an English lesson, though. This is MLB The Show. He has higher speed by around 30 points. Much better fielding. He's pretty good in the outfield. So, yeah. Randy, I'm going to put ahead of Ted Williams. Just the fielding and the speed is valuable in left. And the hitting is pretty much the same. So that makes Randy number 2. And then I'm pretty sure we all know who's going to be number 1. It's going to be Juan Soto. Now, Juan Soto, here, I'm not going to use his prestige card because it's not fair. Because not everyone has a prestige. I'm going to use his normal card. Juan Soto. Hitting stats. Probably better than Ted Williams. Or right there. Every hitting stat is maxed out except for power versus righties and vision. This card, Juan Soto, in my opinion, is the best hitting card in the game. Attributes-wise, he just is. And that's really what just puts him ahead of Randy. Now, yes, Randy has more speed, and Randy's better in the field. And I'm sort of contradicting myself after I stress that for Randy ahead of Ted Williams. But this bat is just too good. This card is just... the best hitting card in the game has to be the best at his position. So Juan Soto is going to be number 1. If we compare him to Randy, I mean, he has him beat in the fielding, in speed, and in one hitting stat. But that doesn't count discipline. That doesn't count vision. Clutch is max for Randy. Yes, on paper, maybe Arozarena is better in like 1 or 2 stats. But let's be honest. We all know that Juan Soto is the best left fielder in the game. And it's just the truth. So, yeah. That is going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've been your host, Nick from Big Guns Gaming. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.